Good morning. Today is Friday, the 5th day of Shevat. We continue in chapter 17 today. Where the Alter Rebbe explains the verse Kikorev elecha. Hadavar ma'od, it is near and close to each and every one to do. He explained that to serve Hashem, main thing is to do the action. We have to be in full control of our speech, our thought, our speech, and our action, and do everything according to Hashem. However, that is not enough. We also need, in order for the mitzvahs that we do, to reach the places that they need to reach. It needs to be done also with feelings, with emotions, feelings of love and fear of Hashem. But that part is not easy to achieve, because we all know, what do we love? We love a nice meal. We love whatever our eyes sees. It's not easy to achieve love, to spirituality, to get, it's a whole different world. And therefore the Alter Rebbe explained that the verse says, Bilvavcha la'asosoi, that means what is important is that in your heart to do, meaning there is the intellectual love, the intellectual emotions that you have by contemplating the greatness of Hashem. It leads you to a conviction in your heart that this is the right thing to do. And as long as you follow this, that is considered already that you're doing Hashem with serving Hashem fully, including with the emotions, because you at least have the convictions, which is like the emotions. And Alter Rebbe continues today when following this understanding, and that this is what we need. Is the main thing is action. The main thing is that it should be done. The mitzvah should be done. So let's see inside. There's the Alter Rebbe. V'zeh kol adam. Now this, the Torah study, and fulfilling the mitzvahs, this constitutes the whole purpose of man. Because it is written, Ayoim la'asosam. There's a verse in Dvarim, it says, V'shamarta es ha-mitzvah v'es-ha-chukim v'es-ha-mishpatim. You should keep the mitzvahs, the chukim, the mishpatim. That I command you today to do them. So I command you these mitzvahs that you do them this day. Ayoim la'asosam. So what is the idea? What does it mean, ayoim, today to do it? Says Alter Rebbe, sha'ayoim o'ilam ha'maaseh davka. This day, referring specifically to this world of physical action. So today is the main thing is to do. Now the Talmud, the Gemara says this about this verse. When it says, "Vayom la'asosam," today you should do it. Says the Gemara, "Ulemacha lekabel schar." And tomorrow you'll get the reward. The simple understanding of that is that today we're supposed to do the mitzvahs, and tomorrow, meaning in the next world, we get the reward of the mitzvahs. As it explains elsewhere. The Rebbe here alludes to the explanation that what is the reward of the mitzvah? He goes into a deeper understanding of this statement from the Gemara that Ayom la'aseisim, today you should do it, and tomorrow you get the reward. Today, to do it means today is the main thing, is the action. Even though we do not necessarily reach the level of feeling of love and fear of Hashem in the revealed part of our heart, that we leave for tomorrow. That is part of the reward. The reward is already the feelings, the closeness to Hashem. That is tomorrow. In other words, in this world, what we have to be concerned about is the action, the conviction to do these things with understanding, with the conviction, and which should get to the point of feeling as much as possible. But the real Av and Yira, the real closeness of Hashem, that is in the next world. But in this world is the action. The mind, by virtue of its inherent nature, is master over the left part of the heart, the seat of the animal soul. Whence comes one's mundane desires and evil thoughts, and over the mouth and over the bodily organs, which are the instruments of action. This is something that is true by anybody. The fact that the mind over the heart, Hashem gave us, this is the nature of a person. Whatever you do, you have, by nature, you follow that you're able to discipline yourself and do the right thing, even though you want to do something else. So that is the main thing of what we need to do, is to get to this point of doing the action because we can do it. Now the Alter Rebbe says that there is an exception to this. We're saying that it's easily achieved to everyone. Says the Alter Rebbe, sometimes when there is a person who he was so into is like an addict. A person is addicted to something. You're doing things, you get addicted, and it's so hard to tear yourself away from what you do. So the Alter Rebbe says, and we're talking about that everybody can get to this point, and he has full control at any moment to do the right thing, to make the right decision, and follow whatever Hashem wants. But the fact is that we do see that sometimes, and some people, it is not so easy for them to do it. And that is called a Rasha Be'emes. He says, if someone who is a truly Rasha, someone who is truly completely careless about Yiddishkeit, about God, about anything, so one who repeats constantly again and again to going against Hashem. That person, in a way, our sages tell us that they are not in control of their heart controls them. It's like this addict who cannot help himself. He needs somebody else to help him out. So that's what Alter Rebbe says. We'll see inside. This is true of everyone except he who is truly wicked. That is not the Beinoni who is considered like a Russian, but one who is truly a Russian. In his case, it cannot be said that his mind is master over his heart. K'maimer Razal, as our sages say, "She'arashoim hein b'rshus libam ve'ein libam b'rshusam klal." Our sages of blessed memory, they said that the wicked are under the control of their heart. Their heart is not under their control at all. So what does that mean? Can a person like this ever have a chance? That's question number one. And another question, Didn't we just say that the Torah says, Ki korei v'lecha adava me'od, that is close to each and every person to do this thing, the mitzvahs? So the Alter Rebbe is going to say that this actually is an exception. The Torah is not talking about such people. And as far as does he have a chance, there's good news also in the end. So let's see inside. So the Alter Rebbe this, the fact that they are not able to control their heart, this is a punishment for their enormity and the potency of their sinfulness. So, being that they are so bad, so that this is a punishment that they cannot now control. So what's the point? We know that the punishment is something that's supposed to purify a person and help him and guide him. It's not just to punish, to take revenge. It is a form of purification. And we'll soon see how it works. But back to the question. Didn't the Torah say, Ki korei v'lecha adava me'od, that this is close to you? Doesn't the Torah talk to everyone? It says, the Torah does not speak of the dead. That is, those wicked ones who are considered dead even during their lifetime. So we're talking about this particular mitzvah, this particular verse that talks about Ki korei v'lecha adava me'od, that is not talking to the dead. It's not talking about people who are completely wicked. Doesn't mean that these people don't need to do the mitzvahs. Obviously, the Torah is talking to everybody. Even a person who is in that level still needs to do the mitzvahs, every mitzvah. But at the same time, to be able to follow the way and the right track, and meaning that to follow that the mind should be in control over the heart and to go in the direction of serving Hashem, a person who is in that level, is hard for him to pull himself up. He has a tail dragging him down. So that person needs to do something drastic in order to be able to tear himself away from that drags him down. And this, what Alter Rebbe says now, Ki be'emes אי-אפשר לרשעים להשכיל לעבוד השם בלי שיעשו תשובה על העבר תחילה. He says, indeed, it is impossible for the wicked to begin to serve God, that is to observe the mitzvahs out of feeling of love and fear of God, without first repenting for the past. And what they need to do, leshaber haklipos shemosach hamavdil umechitza shel barzel, hamafsekas beinam leaviyim shel hashamayim, in order to shatter the klipos that were created by their sins. The klipos is the shells that cover, which form a sundering curtain and an iron wall that interposes between them and the Father in heaven. That's the repeated sins creates this wall that separates that person between him and Hashem. How do you shatter this? Says the Alter Rebbe, how are these klipos shattered? By means of contriteness of heart and bitterness of soul over one's sin. כמו שכתוב בזוהר, על פסוק זבחי אלוקים רוח נשברו, לב נשבר וגמר. שעל ידי לב נשברו רוח אטומה דסתרא אחא. There's a verse in Tehillim, we say it every night by Kriya Shema Shalamita. It says, Zivchei Elakim Ruach Nishbara. The sacrifice to the Almighty, to Elohim, is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. The simple way of understanding this verse is the sacrifice for Hashem is a broken spirit. It's all the same thing, that you have a broken spirit, you regret for the sins, that you're able, that is the sacrifice you give to Hashem. Here comes the Alter Rebbe and gives us from the Zohar a deeper meaning in this verse. And it says, Zivche Elokim, what is the sacrifice for Elokim? Is the Ruach Nishbara. When the spirit of the evil is broken. How is the spirit of the evil broken? Leiv Nishba v'nitka, through the broken heart. And that is the idea of teshuvah. Because the real cause of sin, the real cause of separation from Hashem is the feeling of, it's all about me. A person who is, it's all about you, whatever you want, whatever you feel like, that's selfish. And in a way, the arrogance, that says, Hashem says, Ein ani v'hu yocholim lodo. A person has this arrogant spirit, Hashem cannot dwell with him. You do not allow Hashem into yourself. In order to allow Hashem into ourselves, you have to break away and regret of the sins. And that opens up, that is able to go do teshuvah, because ultimately teshuvah works for everybody. Doesn't matter how low a person goes. So that's what it says, as the Zohar interprets the verse, the sacrifices to the Almighty, the Elokim, are a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart. The Zohar says to mean that through one's breaking his heart, the unclean spirit of the Sitra Acha, the Klippus, is broken. And this is the sacrifice that we offer to the divine name Elokim. Explains that usually when it comes to sacrifices, it says Reach Nechoyach La Hashem, using the name of Yud Kei Vav Kei to Hashem. The normal sacrifices is to that name, but sacrifice to Elokim, which is the Midas Adin, the judgment, this is a broken heart that breaks the spirit of the evil. Ein Shom Parshas Pinchas Daf Reish Mem, Parshas Vayikra Daf Ches, the Feim with Alva Pirsha of Moshe Zakos Sham. So that I see in the Zohar, Parshas Pinchas, page 240, and on Parshas Vayikra, page 8, and page 5a, and the commentary of Rabbi Moshe Zakos there on. So this explains that when the Alter Rebbe is talking about, the Alter Rebbe explains when we're talking about the idea of the Ruach Nishbara, that even a person, when the Torah says that this person is not close to him, a person who is completely wicked, is completely careless. Nevertheless, through breaking the spirit, to breaking the heart, and realizing how distant he is from Hashem and doing teshuvah, he too is able to come back and go back on the track of serving Hashem. And this should be done b'simcha, because knowing that we're able to, no matter what, to turn to Hashem, that itself should give us a big simcha. So this is the end of today's shir. Have a good Shabbos. Hatzlacha. This is the Shabbos before Shevat. So Shabbos before Shevat, we're going to be having a Farbrengen in Mitzvah Hashem. Everyone gets an Aliyah. So join us this Shabbos as well. Have a wonderful Shabbos.